Hello, welcome to Dungeons Podcast. I'm your host Justin. So today we're reviewing the comic book film The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, which is a 2003 action fantasy film. It's an hour and 50 minutes. A lot of people consider this the last the last great Sean Connery film, or last good one. Which apparently I always thought that, but according to like Rotten Tomatoes and other sites, it is it has very low rating, which I don't know. I always liked this film, and I'm a little surprised. The film is directed by Stephen Norrington. Obviously, it stars. Let me just look at the cast. It's Sean Connery, Shane West, who you'll know he was in a lot of early 2000s, like not rom-coms, like romance drama films. You got Peta Wilson as Nina Harker, Sean Connery as Alan Quartermain, Stuart Townsend as Dorian Gray, Shane West as Tom Sawyer, Jason Flemyng as Dr. Henry Jekyll, Tom Curran as Ronnie Skinner, who plays the Invisible Man, Naseeruddin and Shah as Captain Nimoy, and Richard Roxburgh as M, which I don't want to spoil too much right away. So the film is obviously it's based off the Alan Moore graphic novel, which I've never read, unfortunately. I was more a fan of the movie than the comic. I really don't see a point of reading the comic book, honestly. And it's kind of funny because I didn't realize, because this film, obviously I watched this film back in the day before I ever watched Watchmen, so I didn't realize how many similarities there are to Watchmen with this film. But there's only two, but that's more than I was expecting, which I'll go into that in the spoiler section. So what the film is about is it's about basically famous literature characters are all real and they all exist in this world, and what happens is that there's this evil guy called the Phantom, nothing to do with the old Golden Key character, played by, what was his name? Not Billy West, Billy Zane from the movie. No, nothing to do with that. It's this scarred guy with a silver, chrome mask, who has created tanks and machine guns in 1899, and is doing false flag attacks, basically setting up the First World War a decade or so before it actually happened. So what's the response? That is, the British Empire has this guy named M recruits extraordinary individuals for a team called the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, which people they recruit is obviously Alan Quartermain, who is a famous hunter / explorer. He was basically Indiana Jones before Indiana Jones. You got Nina Harker from the Dracula novel, who's a vampire in this one. I guess staking Dracula at the end of the book didn't turn her back into human, which she's kind of weird in this film because she's a vampire, but she can be out in the daylight, which is okay. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. You also have Captain Nemo, who is Indian, which I never read the original novel, so I don't know if he was Indian in that. Who has basically a nuclear submarine before they ever existed. He can even launch fucking missiles. Well, they call it rockets in the film. He can even launch rockets. It's very technically advanced shit for the 1800s, late 1800s, right? You have Dr. Hyde and Mr. Jekyll, who's obviously that character was obviously the inspiration for the Incredible Hulk, so he was kind of like the Hulk character. And you have Dorian Gray, who's like another immortal, who has a famous painting where it ages instead of him, right? Which, there's some dumb shit in this movie I gotta talk about, but like, yeah. Also, Tom Sawyer is in the film as a secret agent who joins the, who was sent by the CIA or whatever. Which I don't even think the CIA was a thing. Well, what does it say? He was sent from the American government, right, to join the team. So yeah, this team exists to take down M and save the world, right? There's some bad CGI effects, but there's some cool practical ones. I love how pretty much Dr. Hyde and Mr. Jekyll is pretty much the same as in the Van Helsing film. I even think they got the same actor. I would have to look that up. But yeah, there was Van Helsing, which is the 2004 film with Hugh Jackman. Also has Richard Roxburgh, and then who played Dracula in the film. Yeah, they had like Mr. Hyde in that film also. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde in that film too. So I'm just looking up to see if that was the same actor, because it totally looked like the same actor, but the CGI is kind of worse. I think in this film they use a combination of CGI and practical effects, because it looks really good. And like, oh, apparently it was Robbie Coltrane who did the voice. Okay, I thought it was Jason Flemyng. Yeah, so there. Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure the Mr. Hyde and Dr. Jekyll effect was practical, because it looked way better. Like, CGI wise, like the rest of the CGI in the film looks pretty bad. And there's even like a CGI monster in the film who straight up looks like the fucking G-Virus monster from Resident Evil 2. If you ever played that game, and I'm talking about the PS1, maybe the Dreamcast version. Yeah, but there's a monster in here that looks like pretty much like a PS2 creature. Oh man. But overall, I enjoyed the film. There's a lot of cool gunplay in the film. The dialogue here and there, I thought overall the dialogue was good, but there was some modern jokes in the film. Like, you have Dorian Gray and like Nina Harker, who had this like relationship. They get into a fight, and Dorian Gray's like, when I thought I was gonna get to nail you again, I didn't think it would be literally, or something like that. And it was like, oh my god, that was kind of cringe. But overall, I enjoyed the film, and I thought Sean Connery did a great job. There's like a father-son thing with him and Tom Sawyer, where he teaches him to hunt, teaches him how to shoot and actually hit the thing you're aiming at, because he criticized Tom Sawyer's American way of shooting by just shooting, keep shooting till you hit something, which, he does. Tom Sawyer, which I kind of thought that was kind of cringe having Tom Sawyer in here, but like, I don't know, I really liked his character. Like, he's like basically the young show-off. Yeah. Always like, he has this thing where like he'll take out both of his revolvers and just rapid fire. How do you do that with like, because usually the rapid fire revolvers you have to do the fanning technique, where you just like, the fanning is just like you keep pulling back the hammer while you're shooting, right? Usually with your left hand or whatever. like he's able to do that with just his thumbs. So like, oh my god, whatever. But I thought his character was cool, and the whole vampire scenes with Nina and the invisible practical, the invisible effects. I don't know if they were practical or CGI. Probably CGI. They looked cool too. Though I kind of thought, man, would have been kind of thought our characters would have been clever enough to figure out, hey, Skinner, because when our characters get betrayed, they immediately assume it's the Invisible Man who was a thief who stole the original formula. I thought our characters would have been like smart enough to figure out, okay, he would have been too obvious as an enemy spy, but whatever, right? So I enjoyed the film. It has its problems, but I thought it was a great film, and I'm giving it a 6.5 out of 10. Now I'm going to go into spoilers, right? So, like, some of the stuff that was in the film that, well, before I get into my criticisms, right, I just want to get into the stuff that reminded me of Watchmen. One where they get betrayed, right, and they realize it was Grey. They get this like recording, right, old vinyl recording or whatever they had in the 1800s, and they're playing it, and then like you see black and white footage of the villain revealing his master plan, which it turned out to be M. There's this cool twist in the film where there's a couple of cool twists, but I thought it was a really cool twist that, oh yeah, it was the villain who brought the team together, and the villain turned out to be Moriarty, James Moriarty from Sherlock Holmes, who, yeah, he brought them all together so he can steal their like secrets and stuff, make like superhumans or whatever, right? Or like with Captain Nemo in his case, just to steal his tech, right? Which Dorian Gray took photographs of everything. So yeah, So when he revealed his plan, that reminded me of like Watchmen when Ozymandias revealed his plans, and they even do the thing where like, why would I reveal my plans to you? Oh, because I've already won. There's a secret signal in this recording that's going to activate the bombs I put on your ship that didn't turns out not to destroy completely. Or you have like a moment where like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde transform, and then they save the ship, right? They have a come to Jesus moment, as they say, where he becomes a good guy for the rest of the film. Which I kind of thought, hey, this guy wanted to murder and rape the vampire girl not too long ago, but now he's a good guy. It's like, okay, whatever, it is what it is. Yeah, one thing I kind of hated though is like I didn't like when M is revealed to be James Moriarty. He changed his accents again, and it's just like, man, it's just like a rough like accents, like a lower class English accent, and it's like, dude, you sounded so cool before. Now you're using this shitty like accent, which the actor is actually Australian, so him doing all these different accents and doing them, in my opinion, convincingly was great acting. But still, man, I thought that was a bad like choice, especially since Moriarty probably would have talked in a more posh way, or like in a more high class way, not in like a lower class like crass way, right? But I thought that, I really liked that, and like, I really liked the twist that M brought everybody together so he can steal their like, tech and stuff, right? One problem. Oh, I forgot to mention the other thing that reminded me of Watchmen. Obviously, the movie takes the climax of the film takes place in Antarctica, which is very similar to which is the climax for Watchmen, right? And apparently, I found out the other day actually that Grant Morrison kind of hates Alan Moore. He thinks he's a hack, and I'm like, I was trying to figure out, okay, why would he think he's a hack? Maybe political reasons or whatever, because the dude's like a Freemason commie or whatever. Alan Moore was a Freemason commie, so that's I thought that was it. But maybe it's because the guy reuses ideas in his works, because there's obviously some lot of I don't know when the comic book came out, but yeah, there's some obviously rehashing of ideas from Watchmen. Even the premise where our characters have to come together to stop save the world from a devastating war. Yeah, I'm just trying to. Apparently, it came out in 2001, the original. So this was 2 years after. No way. No, that's the Black Dove. Oh, that's the sequel. Sorry. Which one? When did the original come out? It says 2003. That's when the movie came out. That's the not. Oh my god. Google I put when did the comic book come out? They're telling me the fucking novel. Wait, is this not based off an Alan Moore thing? No, it is based off. Okay. Yeah, it's not fucking telling me. I pressed on multiple links, not telling me when this fucking comic book came out. Piece of shit. Piece of shit, Google. Yeah. Whatever, I don't care. We'll just assume it came out either late 90s or early 2000s. Right. Oh, fuck. What was the other criticisms I had for this film? Oh yeah, I didn't like the fact that Nina Harker is a vampire, but she can be out when the sunlight's out. And also, the movie's sequel baits. The movie's sequel baits, and that it's implied that there's this thing where Alan Quartermain loves Africa, was living in Africa in his golden years, and he saved a witch doctor's village, and the guy said Africa wouldn't let you die. So it's implied at the end of the movie that Alan Quartermain is being brought back to life. So the movie's sequel baits, and it's what the fuck? Are you? This movie is is a send off to fucking what's oh my, Sean Connery's career or whatever. This is Sean Connery's last hurrah into action films, and it's implied that he comes back to life. He's gonna come. The movie sequel baits that he's gonna come back to life for the sequel. I never caught that. And it's are you fucking kidding me? One, he wouldn't. There's no way he would come back to do the sequel, even though he did it for Highlander 2. But that was, that was back in the 80s. He was still not young, but Oh my god. Fuck, what bullshit was that? They sequel baited that Sean Connery's gonna come back for the sequel. Oh my god. Which, yeah, this film obviously never got a sequel. I don't know. Maybe I'll check out the comic books one day, but yeah, I don't think so. And apparently they put out some newer comics in the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen franchise, and they look SJW as fuck. They look woke as fuck. There's one where it's I saw I think from 2019, where it's the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, but like the team is made up of all women. So it's like, what the fuck? Who thought of that? Yeah. So that's it for this review. I'm supposed to go. I couldn't go see Suicide Squad this weekend because the person I was gonna go with canceled on me last minute, and I didn't really feel like going by myself. Because I kind of feel like a loser going to the film to go to movie theaters by myself. It's better to go with people. So like I called up some other friends. Next Sunday we're going to go see the movie. So, but it'll probably be a late showing. So if I do review the new Suicide Squad movie, it's probably going to be like late on Sunday night, maybe around 9 or 10. Yeah. Also, we have another comic book call on Saturday, so for free comic book day. So make sure to check that out. Though I will not be buying too much shit because I went to the vet and I was when I scheduled the appointment, it was supposed to be like $130 for the appointment, and it went. Turns out the person who quoted me that number messed up or something because it turned out to be like 500. I paid almost $500, and it wasn't like life-saving like surgeries or whatever. It was just for like yearly like vaxes and like preventative stuff. So it's like fucking hell, man. I got fucking screwed over at the fucking bed. Oh, pretty bad. So like, yeah, I'm not gonna be buying too much stuff at the comic book shop this weekend. So it'll be a very small haul, maybe a few trades, maybe some back issues. I don't know. Yeah, that it is what it is. All right, guys, peace. I hope you enjoyed this review. All right, bye.